Ciao, I'm Mary Ann Esposito.
And I'm Joe Farrow.
Today at La Scuola Culinaria at Tuscan Market in Salem, New Hampshire, where we're cooking with Il Capo, you and you. And that's all there is to it. I mean, cooking doesn't have to be complicated. Add the cream. So about a half a cup of heavy cream goes in here. You did a great job, Mary Ellen.
Thank you, Mary.
With the base of the pan. It's a little rumba action.
I've got a relatively clean hand to work with.
I always say you have to keep that hand clean so you can answer the phone.
There you go.
Yeah. Ciao! You did both so well. You did really, really well. That was beautiful. I think you should keep that.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, absolutely. Joe, what are we going to cook today?
Well, Mary Ann, today we're going to cook my favorite simple Italian dish. Tagliatelle alla Bolognese.
Okay, tagliatelle alla Bolognese. But what goes into this dish? Let's start with that.
It's a very classic Italian meat sauce, okay? And what goes into it is we have some vegetables that we call the Sofrito, okay? Because we're going to actually fry them. So the vegetables are in a Sofrito. We also have pancetta. Did you know we make our own pancetta? We make our own pancetta, if you can believe that, right? And that's pork belly. It's cured pork belly, salted cured pork belly. We have it here. We're gonna get that nice and crispy, okay? We're gonna saute the onions, the celery, the carrots. We're gonna crisp up this pancetta. And you know what the secret ingredient is? We have a secret ingredient.
Tell me.
The tomato paste.
Of course.
Because we're gonna kind of almost burn that.
Yes, deepen the flavor.
All the flavor is.
Yeah,
right
I do
there.
that with onions a lot, but doing it with everything is great.
Little vino.
Little vino,
Little vino.
Okay.
Some San Marzano tomatoes.
Yep.
You've been to San Marzano, haven't you?
I have.
I have too. I have too.
Okay.
I love San Marzano. Okay.
So why don't we get started? I'll take this.
I'll take this.
Okay. I love the sizzle.
I love
the
that sound.
sizzle, Joe.
And I love that smell. These are soon to be tears of joy from cutting these onions.
Yeah. All right, so you're getting the onions in first.
We're making a sofrito.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I love? I love the fact that we have this inspirational Italian map while we're cooking this very classic Italian dish.
Yeah. Because we should tell them where it comes from.
Well, you know, Bologna, which is where the Bolognese is made, is in the heartland, what I feel is the heartland of Italian food.
Yes, yes.
Emilia-Romagna.
Right there.
Many, many, many mother Italian ingredients.
Yeah.
Parmigiano Reggiano.
Mortadella.
Balsamic vinegar from Modena.
Sì, Parmigiano Reggiano.
Prosciutto di Parma.
Sì, tutto.
Oh
yes,
my God.
Okay. All right, this is starting to smell good.
It looks great. We're going to get it nice and translucent. Okay. And I like to add the pancetta after that. I want that pancetta nice and crispy, and then we're going to add the celery and the carrots.
And you do the pancetta yourself.
We do. We make our own pancetta. We actually make all of our own salumi. So we make the sopprezzata, we make Genoa salami. The only thing we don't make is prosciutto because it's such a perfect recipe in Parma. How can you fix that?
Yeah, right, you can't.
If it's not broken, we can't fix it.
We can't fix it.
Okay, perfect.
La squadra che vince non si cambia.
La squadra che vince non si cambia mai, infatti.
Sì, sì. All right, starting to smell good. Now what?
Little pancetta.
Now the
We'll put a little
pancetta.
pancetta in.
So this is looking good, right?
It looks great. I see a little bit of browning happening on the pancetta. It's going to burn a little bit more, which is fine, right? Okay. So then now a little bit of celery, right?
Yeah, and I think the secret to these aromatic vegetables is that they're diced very, very
fine.
fine.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to put a little more heat on this thing.
Because with the sauce, you want a sauce that's going to cling to the pasta, right?
Absolutely.
So if the vegetables were too big, that just wouldn't happen.
Correct. Questi carotti, the carrots.
Yes.
Yep. You know, we use the imported Italian tomato paste.
You know what this reminds me of? In Sicily, of course, they make the estratto.
Oh, yeah.
You know the estratto where they've got the tomatoes out on the boards and they're going back and forth and getting all of the excess moisture out of it, getting it concentrated. Wow, that is a process, but then you have something that's really special.
Little trick here.
Yeah.
I want to get it started.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let it kind of almost burn a little bit before I
before
start mixing it in. Exactly.
Excellent.
We want that kind of fond on the bottom of that pan. A little bit, not a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot. Now you're going to see it all start to brown.
Yeah. Wow. So, Joe, tell us how you learned to cook. I bet it was from your mom, right?
Actually, initially, I learned to cook from my grandmother and my grandfather. My parents were always working, so they would drop me off at my grandparents' house. And my grandparents, who were Sicilian immigrants, they came here with my family in the 50s. And honestly, they didn't speak any English, and that's also where I learned to speak Italian. But my grandmother was just cooking all day, all the time. So like on a Sunday, she would start cooking at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and we would eat at 3 o'clock, and then we would go to bed, go to sleep. But I learned, she would make all kinds of things. She would make gnocchi and cavatelle and, different sauces. And my grandfather was an exceptional octopus maker. He would cook octopus. I love octopus. My wife and I eat octopus everywhere we go.
Wow.
But honestly, we had a garden. They had a very large garden, and so everything that they ate, they either grew it or they made it.
And your dad still does that now.
My dad has a big garden. He's crazy about it.
I love the color that this is taking on now.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Really beautiful. So it's rich. It's really rich looking.
Oh yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put just a little bit here, okay, just to get it going.
Love that sizzle.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And this is actually going to clean up the bottom of the pan.
Right, yeah.
And it's going to get all of that beautiful flavor, and it's going to put it back into the sofrito.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is very intense.
Yeah.
This is super, super intense. So you wouldn't really eat this like this, but what happens is when it gets incorporated into the rest of the Bolognese, it tastes absolutely delicious.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. There's so many interpretations of Bolognese.
Vitello. Veal.
Yeah. So does it have to be a special grind, or can it be? Does it have to be a fine grind, a coarse grind?
I like a coarse grind.
Okay.
I wanna taste it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I want to taste it. Absolutely. So we're gonna put a little bit the pork in there. Okay. We're gonna put the beef over here.
So we have equal amounts of each of
We
these.
do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This recipe has equal amounts of pork, beef, and veal.
Okay.
Okay. And then. See here, what we're going to do now is we're going to get it all kind of cut up.
Yeah.
See
Beautiful.
I'm going to season this as well, and there's nothing wrong with seasoning at every step.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It kind of creates a little bit of a complexity of layers of flavors.
Drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little pepper. Not a lot of pepper. That's enough on the pepper. That's enough on the pepper. Wow, you must have a lot of people coming over because this is a lot of sauce.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to give me to take this home.
Listen.
Has my name on it.
If you want it, it's yours.
It's got my name on it. All right, so now we have to let this brown.
We have to let it brown. That's what we're going to do. We're going to let it brown.
So now we're going to cut. All right, what's next?
I think we should put some of this in there.
Yeah,
what do you think of this?
I agree with you.
You know what this is?
Yeah, I do. San Marzano DOP.
DOP.
Denominazione Origine Protetta, which means...
That's right, which means denomination of origin protected. Italians are very particular about their mother ingredients, and this is a mother ingredient from the Valley of San Marzano.
Right.
And they want to make sure that only DOP San Marzano tomatoes get labeled San Marzano tomatoes.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
We actually opened a can already.
Yeah.
And we have... Well, actually, we opened a couple cans.
Yeah,
we have
right.
It right here. I mean, do you think the meat's ready? I think it's ready.
Yes, it's definitely
So
ready.
I'm gonna put the tomatoes in, and I'm gonna let it simmer. Be
Don't
careful.
splash me.
Non ti preoccupare. It's perfect.
Look at those tomatoes, gorgeous. And you put them in whole.
I do put them in whole.
Yeah.
I like everything very chunky.
Chunky, yeah.
I do. I'm not looking for like a passata or anything like that.
yeah,
I want it to be very chunky.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is gonna be delightful.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Madonna,
Oh,
I might even put a little more wine in here.
yeah, maybe.
What do you think?
Well,
a little more wine?
Yeah,
Little
it could use a little. Yeah, it looks
right
a little
in the
dry.
middle?
Yeah, right in the middle.
Just a little bit of vino, not a lot. Just a
Okay.
little bit.
All right, good.
Un po'.
Un po'. Un po' di vino. Vino rosso. Okay. Now,
Let
those
it boil.
tomatoes, aren't they beautiful?
Oh, the tomatoes are gorgeous.
So how long do you think we're going to leave this now?
I think we should leave it for 40, 45 minutes. We're gonna lower the heat a little bit.
And now we're going to make pasta?
I think we should make pasta.
We'll make pasta.
Want me to show you a trick that I learned working in the bakery?
Show me. Yes.
I can crack an egg with one hand.
Yeah.
It's like a magic trick.
Okay.
Want me to try it?
Yes.
I'm a little nervous.
No, do it.
I'll try it. Ready?
Perfect. I'm going to have to
Facciamo
perfect
3
this
uovi,
technique.
3 eggs.
Okay, we've got 3 eggs, but how much flour do we have?
This is a little over a pound. 3 eggs per pound,
3
right?
eggs per pound.
3 eggs per pound.
Yeah. Because there really is no recipe for making fresh pasta. It's all in the hands,
It's
right?
in the hands, exactly.
Isn't it all in the hands?
What we're going to do now is we're going to get it, this is my favorite part, we're going to get a little bit of flour in there.
Yeah.
Thicken this up just a little bit. It's almost like when you make, you know, scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Me and my salt, huh?
Yeah. Now, if you were just reluctant to do it like this, because you know we're used to doing it like
Yep.
this. This is the way we did it at home.
Yep.
What can you tell people how to do this?
You
they
can
do
put it
with-
in a bowl. You
Okay.
can put it in a bowl.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do put it in a bowl.
Yeah.
But you know, for the purposes of this, I thought we would do it,
Yeah,
you
the
know,
old,
like
the,
this.
the
little-
old way,
little- yeah, the
the
old way.
traditional way. And you notice he's taking the flour from the inside of the wall, not out here.
Exactly.
But if it starts to seep out, no problems,
No,
right?
because we're going to grab it. No
Yeah,
problem.
Right.
And nice
It's
and
wonderful
thick.
to grow up with homemade
Oh my
pasta,
God.
isn't it?
It's
a
phenomenal.
whole different animal than
It's wonderful to grow up
commercially
in an
prepared.
immigrant Italian home. It's just, I can't even describe how special it was. You know, just, you know, the family, the friends, the food, the wine, you know, just, it's all we did was cook
Yeah.
and eat and entertain.
But from a
and,
young age, did you have this interest in food always?
well, from a young age, I had an interest in eating the food.
Right, okay.
Okay, and then, honestly,
When-
after high school, probably halfway through college, I started to get really excited about cooking the food, and that's when my passion started to grow, and that's when I wrote the business plan for my little pasta company.
Yes, yes. We should tell everybody how you have just mastermind so many different enterprises. Where does that all come from?
You know, I've always been a very visual person, and I've always been a very passionate person. So if I can visualize something and I become passionate about it, it's not work. It's not work for me. If you
No.
love it, it's not work. If you
Right.
love it, it becomes a part of your life. It becomes a passion. You know, and I just always I used to draw things when I was a little boy. So I'm kind of half a cook, a half an architect, half a food manufacturer, a half a restaurateur. That's a lot of halves.
That's a lot of halves.
That's too many
That's
halves.
why he's
That's
Il
too many
Capo.
halves. Too
Yep,
many
mhm.
halves.
That's looking good.
It's looking very good.
Yeah,
It's looking
good, yeah.
very good.
And I see you're folding it on itself
I
several
do.
times.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's great because it's going to build the strength in the dough.
Yeah.
I'm going to want, and I put, you know, I fold it on itself, and I
several
put
times.
the flour in there as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
Yep. You'll know when it starts to give you a lot of resistance. You'll know.
I think, you know, for a sauce like this, it's not really good to use spaghetti. I mean, the
No.
classic
Correct.
pasta is the tagliatelle. If
It
you
is.
were in Reggio Emilia,
Mm-hmm.
in the region of Emilia-Romagna, you would never have this with spaghetti. You
No.
always have it with tagliatelle because you have a
Yep.
wider noodle.
Yep.
So that's a wider surface for all of that beautiful sauce that Joe is making to kind of hang on. You can't really get that out over just thin spaghetti. It wouldn't work. Okay. Wow. Those wrestler hands, right? Now, how long are you going to let that rest?
I would like this to rest for 30 minutes, 30 to 40
Okay.
minutes, I think. That's
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah.
And you know what's nice about it is you can add flour later too.
Yes.
You can
yes,
put more flour
right.
as it goes through
Yes,
the machine.
Yes, yes, yeah. How much pasta will this be? It looks like maybe about a pound.
Yeah, it's like a pound, a little
Yeah.
over a pound,
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay. All right.
We are in good shape.
Now that we have that,
Gonna
we
let
got to
it
get
rest.
the pasta machine ready, right?
We're gonna get it ready.
Okay.
Absolutely. This is like the Ferrari of pasta machines.
You would know about those.
I do like those. So you want to make sure that you have flour on it because you don't want it to stick to the roller, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so we put that through, right?
Nice.
That's number 10.
Okay.
Now we're gonna go to number 9.
So as you go down in increments in numbers, it gets thinner.
It does.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly, at a certain point, I'm gonna actually fold it on
Yeah.
itself.
Uh-huh.
So I'll fold it. And I'm going to put it back into number 9. A little more flour, okay? Oh yeah. Here we come.
Beautiful, getting nice and silky looking.
It is. We got a ways to go though.
Yeah.
Now this 8.
So how thin do you really want this?
I want it pretty thin, to be honest with you. You know, and as we add more flour, you know, it does two things. It will stretch, but it also doesn't stretch too much because the flour is going to stiffen it just a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I'm going to stretch this pasta all the way to Fitchburg. And see, we want to take it out. We want to support it, right? We want to support it like this. But we're still not done.
It's looking nice and silky though.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is it. Let me tell you something. This is going to make a beautiful pasta. I think this could be the last one.
Okay.
We're going to see. It could be the last one.
Now, would you cut it at all before you put it in for the last run, or you want it that long?
I like it like this.
Yeah, this is more dramatic.
I'm very dramatic.
Yes,
That's my
well,
wife.
we know that.
I'm very dramatic. Basta così. Siamo
All
arrivati,
right, it's
dai.
looking beautiful.
Oh, it's perfect.
Beautiful.
And you really have to, that's why, again, your hands are your tool. So you have to feel it. You have to know that, you know, it's a very delicate pasta, but this pasta is going to have a beautiful bite to it because it's all eggs. But look how beautifully orange you got now.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Isn't that fantastic? If we're going to make tagliatelle, how long do you think the tagliatelle should be? Like this long?
No, I think it should be a little longer. Yeah.
Va bene, okay.
But we can
So-
do it any way you want to.
This long?
Yeah.
Perfetto.
Because you want to be able to twirl it on your fork,
that's a
right?
good
With
idea.
that beautiful ragu.
We're going to twirl it. That's
All
a good
right.
idea. The trick, you know this trick anyway, right?
Yes, I do.
So we're going to make tagliatelle. If you don't have a cutter,
Yeah, you're going to roll it.
you're going to roll it.
So if you don't have a pasta machine with a cutter, this is what you want to do, cut it by hand. So tagliatelle means
Taglio.
tagliare, you know, to cut, tagliare. And it's a little wider than a linguine,
It is.
right? Because we want the surface to catch all of that ragu. Beautiful, Joe. Now you can cut.
Now, well, let's see. How wide do we want this?
Well, tagliatelle should be wide,
Right about there?
yes.
Right?
Otherwise, we'll have pappardelle, but that's looking great.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh, boy.
Get ready for this. This is going to be good.
Imagine this pasta with that ragu.
You don't have to imagine it.
We don't, we're going to have it, yes. We
We're
don't
going to have it. This is going to be good.
It's, yeah.
What are these guys going to eat?
I don't know, but I want the first bite.
You're going to get the first bite. You know, and sometimes, you know, my grandmother would cover this with a little towel
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
just to make sure it didn't get too dry.
I'll tell you my trick. When I make
okay.
a lot of pasta like this,
Tell me,
I
tell
have
me.
wooden dowel rods propped
yeah.
between two chairs.
Come on.
No, yeah.
I love
and then
that.
I hang this over the dowel rods, you know, hang it like that, over dowel rods. And I let it dry until these ends just curl right up. I know it's brittle dry at that point. Then I have a big sheet of aluminum foil in front of me. I tip the dowel rod. I've got all this pasta, and I just slip it off
Wow.
onto the aluminum foil. I crimp the aluminum foil just gently, and I can keep that pasta, you ready?
Tell
6
me.
months to a year.
Come on.
Yes, and I do it all the time because once this pasta is dry as a bone, there's no moisture in it,
Yeah.
where anything could go bad.
That's right.
And yeah, so you could do it ahead. I've given dried pasta instead of flowers to people.
That's a great idea. Like at funerals?
Well,
Well, no, instead of flowers?
yeah, well, there's a thought.
You know
yeah.
what? It's a little,
Yeah.
you know, it's a happy thing.
Beautiful. Voila.
Instead of being sad. And this is the end. So we cut the ends off, but these
Yeah.
these are the
Right.
the beautiful pastas. And
Now-
you could do other things with this.
Yeah.
Like you can make like a maltagliati.
Maltagliati.
So, for example, you could roll this up.
Yeah. Maltagliati means badly cut, maltagliata. So you could do this, put this in soup. You know, that's what
Or
my
you could
grandmother
make-
used
Or
to
you
do.
make a little.
Yeah, yeah.
And like a little narrower one, right?
All right, so you know what? I'm getting really hungry. We're gonna boil up some water,
We're
right?
gonna boil up the water right now. We're ready.
Okay, we're ready to cook.
Okay, very good. I like to drop it in like one at a time, honestly.
Sure, it's
because
very delicate.
They are delicate, and we want them not to stick,
Yeah.
right?
And we never add oil to the cooking
ever.
water.
Do not do that, not ever.
No.
Not
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
So we're gonna, just wanna move it around just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, while that's cooking,
Yep.
I think we can take some bolognese,
Ready.
and then we can put it in the pan, right?
Uh-huh.
I have to tell you, I'm very excited about
Look
this.
how beautiful that looks.
Oh my gosh,
So nice
this is
and
gonna
thick.
be fantastic.
The way a bolognese should be.
Absolutely.
Thick.
Absolutely.
And that fresh pasta is not going to take long to cook.
No.
A couple minutes.
No, I mean, we're
Because
ready,
we
really.
want it al dente, right, Joe?
Honestly, it's very close.
Yeah.
Very, very close. So we have it right here. As you can see, yeah, right there. Just a couple of minutes. When they start to float, it's great.
Yeah.
Because, look at that. Look at how beautiful that is.
All you really want to do is get that egg cooked.
Oh,
That
my
looks
goodness.
cooked to me.
We're very good. We are very close.
Yeah.
Yep. We're gonna get the towels here. I have another little secret. You wanna hear it? We let a little bit of this pasta water
Right.
go into the sauce,
Yeah.
and then the
Beautiful.
pasta.
Nothing stuck, so you don't need oil.
No, we don't need it.
Beautiful. Yeah. Gorgeous. And this is why you need a wider pasta, because you see how
It
nice
is.
that sauce just covers it.
You know, honestly, it really wants to just cover you want to cover the pasta.
Yeah, but you want to see the pasta.
Oh, the pasta is the star of the
Yeah,
show.
right.
Actually, there's two stars in the show. The sauce and the pasta. But look at how beautiful this is.
I thought the stars were you and me.
Well, you're a star.
Oh, jeez. Look at
You're a star.
it looks beautiful. And of course, this is my serving, right?
This
Yeah.
is 100% your serving. Shall we plate it?
Shall we?
I
Yes.
think that's absolutely perfect.
Okay.
Look at how beautiful this is.
Wow.
Oh, Madonna mia.
It smells divine.
Oh my gosh, it looks
So
divine. So
beautiful.
look at this. The sauce on top,
Mm-hmm.
right? I feel like I'm in Bologna
Do you? Yeah.
right now.
Well, it smells like it, that's for sure.
Fantastic.
All right, now
Perfect. One
Now-
last thing.
the Parmigiano Reggiano. Okay. From the same region,
right
of
here.
course. Yeah.
So we're gonna put a little bit of Parmigiano. Let's look right here.
Beautiful.
Oh, Madonna mia, beautiful. This is perfect.
Joe, you are il capo. This is like a capolavoro. A capolavoro.
Tagliatelle alla
So,
Bolognese.
thank you for showing us how to do this. I'm ready to eat. Are you?
I am ready to eat. I'm starving. You worked me
Let's
like
eat.
a slave. I was cooking all day. I want to eat
Okay,
something.
let's eat. I want to try this.
Let's eat. Perfect. Like my mother.